All right, boom. So let's get straight into this video. If you like what you see, please leave a comment, subscribe, all that type of good stuff. So let's get right into the video, right? All right, so before I get this story started, I'm gonna give you a little backstory on how this relationship started or whatever. So I had a cousin that worked at Waffle House, right? So I used to work from 3 to 11 or something like that. So I used to get off 11 o'clock at night. And I used to always go to the Waffle House he worked at because, you know, me and him would kick it till he got off at 7, or like, you know, I go up there, get me something to eat, go home, come back, scoop him up, you know, whatever. So this girl started working there, right? You know, I had went in there and she was the one serving me or whatever. So after everything was said and done, she got off before he did. So she was like, yo, can you give me a ride home? I was like, cool. Gave her a ride home. She was in there the next couple of times I was in there. Everybody kicking it, being cool. So boom. So like me and her became cool, we was friends or whatever, and all that type of stuff. So my cousin, he was telling me about her, like everything she had going on. She was having a lot of family issues and all that type of stuff. So I was like, okay, bet, you know, I ain't thinking nothing about it. There was an issue with her mama one time I dropped her off because like literally the only thing what I was doing was like some nights if she didn't have a ride home, I would take her home, whatever. Fast forward a couple years or so, you know, we became real cool friends or whatever. And it was a lot of situations going on in her life that I ain't finna get in details with, but whatever. It was one night I was at work, I'll never forget. I wasn't working the 3 to 11 shift, I was working the 11 to 7 shift. So I get a phone call like 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, her mama done kicked out, whatever, and it was like the middle of the winter time, so it was cold, right? So I was like, cool, so I left work, I went to pick her up, I took her to my house, and I showed her, you know, she had never been to my house at this point, so I showed her where the bathroom was, she could take a bath, whatever. Like her mama kicked out, she didn't even have any fucking shoes on. So showed her where she could take a bath, get towels, all that type of shit, and I went back to work. So the morning when I got off, you know what I'm saying, I guess her mama wasn't home, so I took her home and she like climbed through the window and that's how she got back in the house. Cool, so boom. So fast forward another couple months, her mama just ended up putting out completely, right? So I was like, well, shoot, you know, me being a good friend, I'm like, well, I ain't gonna leave you on the streets or nothing like that, so shoot, you can move in with me. Mind you, I want y'all to get this understood. We never flirted or anything like that. There was never no sexual things going on or anything like that. It was literally a platonic friendship. We never had nothing going on, nothing like that, right? So boom, she started staying with me or whatever, and you know, kicking it with me and my friends and all that type of stuff. So I think one night we just had the conversation, like, you know, and she was telling me like, you know, she thinks she liked me because like I was one of the first guys in her life that was actually her friend and never tried anything outside of the friendship, never crossed the line or anything like that. And so, you know, thought about it, I was like, you know what, maybe we can, you know, start dating, whatever. All right, cool. She was trying to figure out what she wanted to do with life. She said she wanted to go to college. Okay, bet. So she started looking up some colleges. I took her around to a few, helped her figure out which college she wanted to go to, helped her figure out how to fill out the FAFSA stuff, get her financial stuff together, helped her figure out, you know, what career she wanted to pursue, what she liked and all that type of stuff. Took her to the campus, you know, they do the little meet and greet or whatever you call it when you go view the campus and all that type of stuff. Bet. Took her to that. She wanted a job, I helped her get her first job. She wanted a car, I looked on, you know, like Facebook Marketplace and all that type of stuff. Ended up driving one day, seeing a car, we went and looked at it, test drove it, and helped her get her first car, you know, kept maintenance up on it and stuff like that. Boom. All right, bet. So fast forward, so she doing a little college thing, I'm working still or whatever. So this is one day, that's just the backstory on how we met and what led up to the relationship. We were best friends before the relationship even started, right? So boom, I'll never forget this day. So one day my cousin, the same one that worked at Waffle House, he had to do something earlier that day and he needed a ride. So I was like, bet, I'll take you. What time you gotta be there? He was like, I gotta be there at 1. Mind you, she got out of school between, I think it was like 12:30. So I was like, all right, bet. I'll just let her know I'm gonna be a little late and then I can take you to where you need to go because it's on the way and it's only like 10 minutes from the college. Okay, bet. So, boom. I call her, tell her, you know, I'm gonna be a little late. I gotta drop my cousin off at this thing that he gotta do. And then I'll tell you when I'm on the way. She said, okay, fine. So 12:30 come around, I go take my cousin to where he gotta go. And when I get there, I call her, she don't pick up. All right, cool, you know, whatever, she don't pick up, so I shoot a text message, hey, I'm 10 minutes away, I'm on the way, I'll let you know when I get there. No response. Pull up, I call, no answer. Call, no answer. Call again, straight to voicemail. So I text like, hey, yo, where you at? Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm sitting outside 15, 20 minutes. At this point, I'm mad. I'm like, bro, what the hell going on? You know, da-da-da-da-da. So I see her, she ended up calling, spazzing, right? So where you at? I said, I'm parked by where I always pick you up at. Pick you up at the same place every day, never change, right? So boom, she comes, she walking, I see her walking up through the distance from like where the, not financial aid office, but you know, like the faculty offices and scheduling and all that, walking from that direction, right? So she walking up, huffing and puffing, walking with speed, da-da-da-da-da. Why you got an attitude and I'm the one that had to wait? You know what I'm saying? You the one not answering my phone calls, not responding to my text messages, but whatever. So boom, she get in the car, she spazzing, she talking about, you blowing my phone up, texting me, I was in there talking to the counselor about my classes, da-da-da-da-da, you sitting up here calling, interrupting, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, that's cool, that's fine, but you couldn't shoot me a text to let me know that? You couldn't let me know like, hey, I'm gonna come out. I called you to let you know I'm gonna be late when I pull up. You couldn't text me to let me know, hey, I'm doing something real quick. It wasn't like I was interrupting a class or you know what I'm saying? You could have just let me know, boom, I'm coming, I'm just talking whatever you had going on, right? So boom, that turned to a whole argument all the way to the house, right? So halfway to the house, you know what? I'm like, you know what? Maybe I was tripping. I apologize. She said it's fine. You know, she apologized, whatever. We stop, we get something to eat, go on to the house, right? All right, so pull up to the house, we go in the house and we go in, sit down on the bed. So the way the bed was set up, so let's say that this is the bed. She's sitting on the end of the bed down here and I'm sitting on this side, right? So we sitting there, we eating or whatever, and she set her phone in the corner of the bed. Remember, I'm sitting here, she's sitting here, and her phone is in the corner of the bed, right? So boom, her phone go off, you know, I just look and whatever, it say daddy with a picture of her dad. I ain't think nothing about it. And then it go off again, and it say daddy again, but it's in a separate text thread. Now, for everybody that know how iPhone work, if you get a text from the same person, it doesn't show up as a separate text thread, it shows up as the same text thread with the number 2, because you got 2 messages from the same person. When I seen that, I'm like, what the hell? So I get the phone, cause you know, women call it intuition. I was just like, it's obvious something ain't right, right? So why you got 2 different numbers for the same person texting you at the same time? I get the phone, I'm looking through the messages. The first one was an actual dad. The second one, obviously some nigga. So she hurry up, try to snatch the phone, all getting all belligerent, all this, why you going through my phone, all this type of stuff, right? So boom, I'm going through the messages. It's some dude, he talking about, I forgot exactly what it said, but I know it was a line along the lines of, thank you for what you did for me. I'm sorry it went that way, all this type of stuff. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, what the fuck he talking about? Thank you and all this type of stuff, blah, 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 blah. So boom, we get to this whole heated argument. She will never explain, you know, she obviously didn't say it was her dad, but she would never explain what was happening. So I'm like, well, fuck that then. Since you can't tell me what's going on, you can get the fuck out. Shit, like, you know, like that. Boom. So she finally I want y'all to hear the lie that she told and then what actually happened. So the lie she tells me is the whole reason she wasn't answering the phone or texting back is because she was with this dude sucking his dick outside of the chapel at the school. Nigga, you sucking dick outside of the church part of the school? Of the what? Bet. I didn't believe it, but whatever. So, nigga, I started texting the dude, like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Come to find out, that ain't what happened at all, because apparently she met him at his dorm, because in the text message thread, she asked him where he was. He said, I'm at my dorm. She said, I'm on the way. The dorms and the chapel, the dorms here, chapel way over here. You wasn't at the chapel sucking. Why would you lie? You know what? Anyway, so boom. I say that don't make no sense, because why here he say this. All right, bet. So she finally decides to tell the truth, right? The whole truth. And the text message corroborated the story, so this is how I knew this was the actual truth. So she was like, boom, he had missed the day before, and he needed my notes. And in the text messages, it said, I'm gonna print off the notes and I'm just gonna bring them to you later. So that was true. He missed the day before, he needed her notes, he asked her for her notes. She told him, I'm gonna print them off and bring them to you. So then the messages pick up, you know, I got the notes, where you at? He says, I'm at the dorm. She says, okay, I'm on the way. Then she picks up the story with the rest is, she got to the dorm to meet him to give him the notes. He told her to come in, she gets the notes out, she handed it to him. They start chopping it up because she waiting on me to come. And then she said all of a sudden he started kissing on her. She said at first she pushed away and then she let it happen, and then clothes came off and then he got on top of her. And right when they had started is when I called and kept calling, and then she realized what she was doing. She pushed him off, jumped up, put her clothes on, and ran out and went around the backside so she can come out from the administrative office. To, you know, to make it look, of course, you don't want me to see you coming from the dorms, so you went around the backside to make it seem like you really was coming because you had put this lie together already. Okay, that's the truth. Bet. So of course at this point, you know, I'm hurt. I'm devastated because, and then I just, you know how stuff start going through your mind, like, dang, like, as more seconds went by, I'm just sitting here thinking like, bruh, we were best friends. Your mama put you out. You came to stay with me just as a friend. We started dating. I helped you do this. I helped you do that. I'm trying to be the best, you know, not just boyfriend, but just person in general to you because I know things from your past. I know shit was fucked up. So I'm trying to be someone, you know, just show you better, basically, you know, shit like that. And then this is the way you repay me. Like, I do all of this and this is what I get back. You know what I'm saying? So like that shit hurt like a motherfucker. I was like, damn, like, I can't believe like you can go this hard for somebody and then they flip it on you, and you know what I'm saying? It was like, damn. So man, that put a big stifle, so whatever you want to call it, in a relationship. So yeah, man. After that, like, we had got into this whole argument. I ended up throwing her clothes out, putting her outside. Like, it was just a whole big thing, and we ended up breaking up. But truth be told, we ended up getting back together. I don't know why I did that, because more stuff started happening, and I started finding out other stuff, and I should have left it alone right then. But it is what it is. Shit didn't work out, and yeah, that just, you know, that was the worst time of me getting cheated on. And like I said, we ain't got no problems now. You know, I forgave her for it. I really don't, you know, care for why or anything like that. So shit, it happened. Everybody go through shit. It is what it is. Also to mention, young at the time, people make mistakes, you know, shit happens. So that's what ended up happening, and that was the worst time I got cheated on, bruh. Do you know, later down the road, I started thinking like, I'm glad I ain't kiss her. Like, 'cause in my mind, she was like, she sucked his dick, and I was like, bruh, what if you'd have came to the car and I didn't have an attitude and we would have kissed, bruh, all type of stuff going through my head, bro. I was just like, damn. But yeah, she ended up like, she really didn't have no choice but to tell the truth, because the text messages wasn't adding up with the first lie she told. So she ended up having to tell the truth, and I feel like the truth, I feel like the first one was worse because you had the whole chapel thing, but they both was bad. But you know, I just like, the lie was kind of bad, but yeah. So, yep. That was the worst time I ever got cheated on. I mean, I got some other ones that was kind of bad, but I feel like that one was literally the worst. So yeah, I appreciate y'all. If you made it this far in the video, please hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, leave a like. Tell me your worst time, or summarize, you know, if you got one you feel that's worse, or the worst time you got your heart broke. Leave it in the comments, man. I like reading the comments, so just let me know. But other than that, I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.